Steve Coogan! I'm all right.
Oh, yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
Well, now, obviously, running a show like this, the first person I want to talk about is him, Alan Partridge,
yes.
talk show king. Now, how was he born, and more important, why?
Well, there are a lot of people who think he should have been strangled at birth.
Yeah.
But he's helped me pay the bills, so I quite like him, really. How was he born? He was born on Radio 4.
Oh, started on radio? I didn't know.
Yeah, he started on Radio 4. It just said, there was a script, and it just sort of said sports presenter. And I sort of did this amalgam of every sports presenter I could think of. I sort of did this sort of voice that's very sort of professional, very enunciated, very clear, and very professional. It's one of those presenters who actually, even though he's not quite sure what to say next, keeps speaking, because that's what professionals do.
That's right, they do that. That would have been fine. I'd have been happy for Alan to stay there, but then he became a talk show host based on anyone in particular?
Oh.
What are you looking at me for? No? No, did you base him on anyone?
Well, he's sort of the recipe for Alan Partridge is sort of various ingredients. I was sort of a spoonful of Alan Titchmarsh, a ladleful of Richard Madeley, and you know, a few slices of David Coleman, sprinkled liberally with a bit of Des O'Connor.
Oh, thank you.
You said no, but I'm saying it the nicest possible way. I mean, you're like Alan Partridge is like you, but without the class.
Oh, you crawler, Steve, you crawler. A lot of people, Steve, didn't get the joke.
No, I know.
No,
Well,
my cleaner lady, Jean, she came in and followed me and she said, "Did you see that obnoxious talk show host last night?" She said, "You're better than him."
It's funny, because my cleaning lady loves you.
Yes.
So there you go. But no, actually, I've got a couple of letters here. This is from the when we first did the radio show. Yeah. And there was a lot of letters of complaint by people who thought it was real. And these are genuine letters of complaint. I'll just read you a bit out, right? Dear Sir, for 30 years or more, I've listened to Radio 4, and never once have I felt it necessary to write to you to protest about one of your programmes. Last Tuesday evening, I happened to hear a programme called Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. I turned it off and turned to Classic FM for a little soothing music. Last night, Alan Partridge was on the air again, and the first guest was a 9-year-old child genius with his father. I have to say that the child had more good manners in his little finger than Alan Partridge had in his 37-year-old body. And at the end of the interview, Partridge told the child that he thought he was a little shit. I consider this is outrageous behaviour, and Partridge should be shown the door immediately. If you think that being rude to people on radio programme is funny, then I can assure you that your listeners do not. I should like to suggest that this man's programme is taken off the air with immediate effect, and we hear no more of him at the BBC. Yeah. And there's another, it's slightly different one here. Where we are. One more. Dear Madam, Sir, I'm writing to request that the governors be asked to listen to a programme that I wished I had not heard. Last Tuesday, 1st December, on Radio 4 at 6:30 p.m, called Knowing Me, Knowing You. Mr. Alan Partridge would be the last person in the world I would wish to know, or indeed any of his researchers listed in the Radio Times. They're actually both written by women, but I just think it sounds better with an old bloke's voice.
Alan Partridge, you know, he made a few boo-boos along the way and got shunted up to Norwich doing morning regional radio, and we have a clip. It has to be seen to be believed.
Go on, you were talking about cow bringing in.
Yeah, we bring them in from milking, and then all that can go...
Pop the straitjackets on them.
What?
Thanks very much for being this morning's farmer, Robert Moon. Robert, did you have your breakfast this morning?
Well, I reckon the way things are...
Can you just answer yes for the purposes of a joke?
Yes.
In which case, you must be a full moon. Hello?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I was making a pun on your name.
All right.
Anyway, thank you very much for being this morning's farmer. Caroline, line 4, hello.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, have you got a brain or is your head just full of shit?
Okay, Mike from Polgrave, are you there, sir?
Oh, you ignorant c...
He is definitely He's definitely wasted on the radio. Get him back on the... Are we going to see more of him on TV?
Well, not for a while. We always think, you know, sort of less is more. I don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive. But no, we think we'll do something in a couple of years. But we think we've seen him at rock bottom. I think he should start to do well again. We're thinking of maybe getting him on sort of regional television news. You know, I can see him sort of in the next series, you know, going, hello and welcome to Look East with Alan Partridge. You know, and sort of doing some news stories on there. So he might be doing quite well in the next series. You know, I've got a slightly better car.
You are an actor, and a fine actor. Don't embarrass you, but you're a fine actor.
So I agree with you. I'll never argue with you, Des.
Well, Peter Sellers, a lot of the people that start off with impressions, like, you know, actors like I mean, that's the first grounding, and then they go onto films. What are your first impressions of your impressions? That
very clever, very clever. that's sort of an Alanism. What are your first impressions of your impressions? The first thing I used to do all the... In fact, I told a friend I was coming on the show, and he said, please, whatever you do, don't do a Frank Spencer impression. That really is scraping the barrel. So, I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you. So that was probably the first one I did, and then I went on to all the others. You know, I did Spitting Image for...
You did all the voices on that at one time.
When you start off on Spitting Image, when you're sort of like trainee voice man, they let you do... you start off just... because there's people like Harry Enfield working on it, and Chris Barry, and I was a new boy, and all you get, first of all, is, like, do the voices of bits of fruit and things like that talk, you know.
Bits of fruit?
Yeah, well, you know, occasionally they animate bits of fruit and cabbages and things, and they say, who's the new boy? Steve. Steve, can you do the voice of this cabbage? And you know. Hello, I'm a cabbage. There's not a lot you can do with that, you know. And then eventually, you know, when they all go, you start to get you're sort of very keen. You go, they say, oh, who can do Neil Kinnock? You go, can I do him? I can do Neil Kinnock. You know, hello, that's right. They speak like that, but little party. You know.
Was that before or after your radio commercial days?
Oh,
that's a grounding.
It is. I used to do loads of radio commercials. I did all those I did things like, get down to Top Man today. Horrible acrylic sweaters only $3.99. Horrible polyester trousers only $14.99. It's all going to go, so hurry, hurry, hurry. I did that, you know, which is I never thought I'd get a round of applause for that. You know.
Well, people recognise that instantly.
They do, but it's always struck me as bizarre because nobody ever speaks like that. Nobody speaks like that in the real world. Imagine going for a drink to the pub and someone saying, hey, Des, what are you having? I'm going to the bar to get the drinks in. It's last ordered and it's your round, so hurry, hurry, hurry. People don't speak like that. It was so bizarre. And the thing is, because I'm a northerner, I've got a northern accent, but I did a lot of those straight voiceovers. I'd sort of turn up at the studio and they'd say, oh, you're here to do the straight voice, and that's the kind of BBC type voiceover. And I'd turn up and say, all right, now let's get this over, and we go down pub, you know, and they'd say, OK, and we're recording now, and I go, now there's even more for your money at Asda. And, smooth, and I do other stuff like you'd get these kind of... They'd have some really crummy, unfunny sketch, and afterwards you'd have to put a sort of laugh in your voice and say, if you want a better deal from Ford, then, you know, you'd have to sort of pretend to laugh at what we're going for.
You did a great Wogan.
I did do a good Wogan, which I used to do the hello, and welcome to Wogan. And on tonight's show, apart from talking a load of baloney for the first 5 minutes, I'm going to be doing all kinds of ballyhoo. That's right.
You got a West End stage show started.
That's right. I'm doing a big show.
At the Lyceum. Is it a one-man show?
Sort of one man. There's lots of dancers and musicians and things.
Alan Partridge going to be there?
Oh, we'll be there. Yeah.
Tony Farino.
Tony Farino, Paul Calf, Pauline Calf, and you know, a few other stuff, and lots of sketches and singing and dancing. It's sort of. Because a lot of comedians go around just sort of standing in front of a microphone. I thought, you know, I'm going to put on a proper show. Yeah. The old days, you know, proper shows. You know about that, don't you?
Theatre, I remember that.
Yeah.
But thanks for... I'm taking it. You don't do this very often, just sitting there as Steve.
Only
Appreciate
for special people.
Steve Coogan! Good on you, Steve Coogan. First of all, here's a funny man who's becoming a Hollywood film star. Will you welcome back the madman Lee Evans?
Ah, well, all right, that's all right, isn't it? It's very nice. All right, you lot, Do you want to fight? Right, Des, how are you, all right?
I'm good.
Oh, bloody, they're cutting me up, these are cutting me up. Where am I, who am I on? Who am I on?
Sit down.
Well, sit? Yeah.
You seem agitated. You seem nervous.
Well, I was thinking to myself that there, because you would. Who else would you think to? Think for yourself, that's what I say. Cut out the middleman. But I'm actually ambidextrous.
Are you?
I can write absolutely nothing with both hands. I learned to tie my shoelaces this morning. Sorry, Des.
It's all right.
I learned to tie my shoelaces this morning, which was amazing because I was wearing slip-ons.
Let's talk about what's been happening to you. You've been abroad, you've been in LA, you've been making movies. Have you enjoyed that? Is it making a film?
Yeah, yes, I'm a thespian now, of course. Yes, it was a very classic role. Yeah, we've been out to LA, because it scares me out there, because we don't have guns. Like, our police, first of all, because they got guns out there, frighten the hell out of me, Because, like, here they go, stop! Like that. And out in America, they go, stop! I said stop. What's the problem?
Yeah, you've become a real little jet setter, though, haven't you? Because, it's happening for you in America, and you're on the planes back. Well, it's true, isn't it? Don't be modest.
Well, no, I've been working for about 4 years over there. It's taken a long time. Do you know what I mean?
Enjoy that? Did you sleep well on a plane? I can't
imagine
you relaxing.
Well, you see, I'm not a good flyer. Do you know what I mean? I really am, because when you get on a plane, so it was always 14 hours on a plane, right, to get to Los Angeles, and I'm British. You know what I mean? I don't fly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and you're 12 hours on a plane, packed in, and I swear to you, right, it's like this. You're packed in like this, right? Like, you're kind of like wall-to-wall people. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of... 12 hours. You're all... you're wall-to-wall. It's like, help me, stewardess! You're kind of eating your dinner off the bloke in front's head because he's come back. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry. That's all right, mate, don't worry about it. Nightmare, 14 hours on this plane, just in this position. And the stewardesses, right, they're so smug, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? You go like that, stewardess! Stewardess! And like, the stewardesses always come out, they do this thing where they come out and they go, oh, yes. And you go, I know I am ugly. And you are beautiful. But please help us. No. 14 hours. And have you noticed this, right? Have you noticed this? They always go up behind them curtains, don't they, at the front? What are they doing up there? And I reckon as soon as they go up there, right, they close the curtains and they go, that loads of room. I can run! Stewardess! Oh, yes. Please help us! No. It's a nightmare.
Take a tissue.
And they tell you, this is what gets me, right? Because, like stewardesses, they're so smug, and they take you through the survival instructions, right? And we want to know what they're saying, because we never fly, right? But they just go out, because they've done it so often, they go, thing up your head, put it, here's the door, get out of it. What did you say? Oh, put up your little whistle, oh, get out of it. Yeah, but they say women and children first. Women and children first. Yeah, women and children first. Oh, yeah. I can see all the blokes in the audience going, yeah. Yeah, you're hurtling towards a mountain at 400 miles an hour. What are you going to do? Go on, love! Get out of it. Where are you going, Frank? I'm going without you. That's wrong. Oh, dear. Stereo.
Yeah. But it's good to have you back here. It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Do you do normal daddy things? Do you go around the shops
Well,
with
I've got
the
to
wife?
entertain my daughter and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's Christmas, because I'm home for Christmas. I've got little daughters.
How old is she now?
She's 3.
Oh, lovely.
And do you know what I mean? And they sit there like Caligula. They go like that. Do something for me now. Do you know what I mean? And they go, oh, kill him. Oh, it's a nightmare, but...
So you wouldn't go shopping, not even for the little one?
No, well, I don't get on with, Christmas shopping. It's like, you got mince pies. You got mince pies for Christmas. They're very deceiving out the microwave, aren't they? You get a mince pie out of the microwave, you go like that. Well, it looks all right. Peanuts. You go like, oh, I'll just have the one. You go like that. Oh. You got like a funnel, people are pouring them in, going, help him. Carol singers now, aren't they getting sophisticated now? In my day, right, we used to go carol singing, you knock on the door, you go like that. Ding dong, there's a ringing. Right? And that old woman would come to the door and go, what do you want? You go, anything. You go, hey, there's a bit of cake here. Now, it's amazing. You open the door to carol singers now, they go like that. Right, you open the door, there's like they have barriers, they got like bouncers going, let the boys sing, they've got managers. 15%. You got like E17 at the door going like that. Ding dong, merrily and high. Bells are ringing. Tra-la-la-la. But I tell you what I love, when I go shopping at Christmas, and I love, because I like watching people, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And, but only with that eye. But I like watching people, and the charity collectors, you know when the charity collectors come out, and every high street, they're all out, charity. You know, and you have to give, but I watch people trying to, because the first thing people think is they want to avoid them. They do this every time. And you do that thing, you know, if you're presented in front of you with a charity collector, you do that thing where you have to keep your change still. Do you know what I mean? You kind of go like that. You know what I mean? Oh, Christmas. But I don't get on with, like, shopping anyway. Like, I go to the supermarket, and I hate it when they make you feel guilty. You know in a supermarket when they hold your money up? Because they hold your money up like that. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't look at the money, they look at you, see what reaction is. They go like that. I hate supermarkets. They make you feel so guilty. It's like, have you ever gone around a supermarket and you haven't bought anything, right? You have to walk through the tills. They make you feel so guilty. They even put those, like, chains up you have to step over. You go like that. I never got nothing! Oh, it's a nightmare. You'll always find me at the veg counter, right? At the veg counter, like one of those bags. You know them bags? I can't get it open. That's when your wife walks up and goes, you've got it upside down. I knew that.
You got a new video, the ultimate experience, and well,
depends how you use it, really.
Yeah. And next year, everyone, I'm sure, will be pleased to hear that you're back on the road on the tour.
Oh, I'm going to go touring again, yes.
Are you good at that, travelling?
Well, I don't. I fell asleep at the wheel the other day, just slumped over the wheel like that. Taxi driver went, leave it, I'm trying to drive, will you? I saw somebody today with a piece of mat slammed in the car door. You ever seen that? You go, piece of mat! They think you're mental. You try and tell them. You go, piece of mat! Slammed in the car door! They go, get out of here, you freak! 4 miles he dragged me before I get it out.
Lee Evans, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest is a funny man making his first appearance with us. He's different, he's off the wall, he's as nutty as a fruitcake, but he's a lot of fun. I'm sure you're going to enjoy Harry Hill.
Liver, carrots, onions, everybody's talking about casseroles. Yum, 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 the lovely casserole, all cooked up in a lovely dish. Now, tragic week for me in many ways. My nan died. Yes, tragic. Thank you for that. Thank you for that sympathy. The R sound, of course, the sympathy sound. Ah. Put them together, you get the theme tune from Star Trek. She died, tragically. Yes, she went into a coma, and she was a victim of the health cutbacks. I remember one day in the hospital, one of the nurses came up to me and said they were going to have to turn off Nana's ventilator because they needed the plug for something else. We couldn't have toast in the morning and Nana. Now, my old dad, spaceman, my old dad, always used to say to me, always fight fire with fire. And that's why he was thrown out the fire brigade. Now, arthritis, 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 really love your tiger light. Now, there is... Now, nice little tip for you now, ladies and gentlemen. If you like someone, right, if you've got your eye on them, when you buy them a drink, if you've got your eye on them, when you buy them a drink, pop a £1 coin into the drink, right? Rather a nice idea. Pop a £1 coin into the drink. They drink the drink down like that. Oh, what's that in the bottom of that drink? Well, it's a lovely £1 coin gift that they can keep. Now, there is a big trend at the moment to get rid of your elderly relatives out of their houses into nursing homes so you can sell their house for the money. Now, what we did with Nana was we bought her one of these little red buttons that you can wear round your neck, round your wrist. So if she was to fall down, unable to get up, and there I am stroking a lovely long beard. If she was to fall down, unable to get up, all she'd have to do was press this little red button, which would automatically alert a local estate agent to come and value the house. Now, you see, if you take two mice, right, you paint one red, you paint one blue, you give them a cotton bud each, you've got mouse gladiators, haven't you? Now, my girlfriend, Jean, she died. Tragically, yes, yes. She did die. She choked on a £1 coin. Thank you.
Harry, you are definitely a little strange, a little different.
Well, it's very kind of you to say so.
But I tell you, you must be, without any shadow of a doubt, the first comedian on the show who used to be a qualified doctor.
I did. It's frightening, isn't it?
Do you...
I tell you what.
Would you let this man examine you?
I tell you what, though, Diz, I passed Bob Hoskins on the way. He's in the corridor on the phone, and so I just sort of stood behind him like that for a couple of minutes. See how he likes it. Hey? Hey? There are a lot of. There was a true story that when I was a doctor, and I did used to be one. There was a man brought in. He'd collapsed, and a passing AA man had resuscitated him.
This is not a joke.
No, this is a true story.
Yeah.
And I said to his wife, I said, "That's a bit of luck, isn't it? AA man resuscitating him." She said, "I'll say he's in the RAC." It's a true story.
I would assume, I don't know, I would assume you... I don't know what your parents would be, and suddenly, because they want a doctor, suddenly they've got a comedian. Are they proud of what you're doing?
Well, my mother is a lollipop lady. By that, I mean she's got a very thin body, big round sticky head. She's got one arm slightly longer than the other. Only ever so slightly, but it does mean, tragically, she does have to wear a slightly built-up mitten. She named me after...
What did she name you after, Harry?
She named me after Harry Belafonte.
Really?
Yes.
I can see the resemblance.
She was a very keen popular music fan. I was talking about this with my sister, whose name is The Kinks. My brother, Earth, Wind and Fire, he had to have one of his testicles brought down.
Did he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Derby. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm losing a bit of hair, as you may have noticed. Losing a little bit of hair.
A little bit has sort of...
I sent off for some stuff the other day. You're supposed to put it on your hair. It's supposed to give you a thick mop of hair at the front with enough for a ponytail down the back. It was a squirrel.
making his third appearance with us. He's sell-out concerts all around the place. He's got his own series now, his own video. It's the widget man himself, Jack D. Say hello. Don't get excited. I can see it's the usual.
For me?
Yes, you reacted in your usual jolly Jack way.
I was delighted. I was thrilled. You know that
You
feeling?
don't look thrilled.
That's just my face. You will see the rest of me.
You're bubbling inside. I mean, are you happy? I never know with you.
I'm all right. I'm a little bit drawn out tonight. I was out very late last night. I was out celebrating my wife's birthday, and I didn't get in until 3 o'clock in the morning. Christ, she was livid.
You had just been away anyway on this big tour. Now, that wasn't a thriller. I mean, a big tour, you went everywhere. How was that?
It was all right. You know, we went everywhere. It was a tour, wasn't it?
Somebody saw you.
It was a tour. No, it was fun, and we finished off at the Palladium.
That's got to be good.
Yeah. Like I say, it was all right. You know.
Are you going to take a break now? Have you got something new lined
I'm
up?
very busy. I've just recorded a new video, which is called Live at the London Palladium.
And was it?
It was Hackney Empire, actually, but we... no, I am busy. I've just moved as well, so I'm really, you know, I'm busy as well.
Buying a new house, of course, that can draw on your hidden talents. Do it yourself, decorating.
Oh.
Are you Jack the Lad at that?
Oh, yeah. You wanna... I've discovered the one thing I can actually do, and I'm rather proud of this. I can actually bang a nail in and bend it double in one blow. There's an art to it. There is. Yeah, the only nails I really have a problem with those crinkle cut ones. Well, you know, screws. Those ones.
Screws.
They are. I love all the gear. That's the thing for me. But DIY. Because someone said you have to have a drill. Go and get yourself a drill. I went to this hardware shop, and I love all the stuff in there. You know. They had all that. I said I had to go for it. I said, I'll have a hat. I'll have a hard hat. Give me a hard hat. I'll have that. I have goggles. I must have goggles for this. Knee. I come out looking like a village people. I do. And you get this drill, and the thing actually about drills, a lot of women don't know this because it's about drills, right? No, bear me out. Bear me out.
Apparently one or two do.
Bear me out. What it is about drills that women don't know is that men actually like them rather a lot because secretly they think they're guns. See? Now, you won't know this because men, when they're working away, they don't know they're being watched, right? So they'll be going, oh, they think they're being watched. Oh. If they're not being watched, different thing, isn't it? It's like... And no one told me when you're drilling, especially a partition wall, you shouldn't press too hard. Because I was drilling away, I thought, oh, this is easy, I'll get this done. And I'm up to my shoulder in wall. Our new neighbour has stolen the drill. There's my wife going, those shells ready? Not yet, don't come up yet, it'll be a surprise. Service hatch into next door. And then you have the humiliation when you do DIY of having to get, the professionals round to sort it out. Getting proper builders in, and they always give it, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What has happened here? Yeah, like you don't already know, you know. So I thought, no, be a man, just admit, you know, you've done this, and just, so I said, you know, my wife, she just...
If I remember right, last time you were here, you were just about to become, what's fairly imminent, be a dad.
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm a dad now.
Are you a 90s dad, there for everything?
Yeah, I was there at the birth. I couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable. It's an incredible experience. And, my wife, she had this baby. This little baby had appeared. No one warned me. No one told me. No one told me that it comes out and it's blue. I didn't know. Well, apparently all newborn babies are blue. I didn't know this. Yeah, it's terrible. I was thinking, oh, God, who do we know that's blue?
So the baby, if the baby's about a year, it's just beginning to talk.
2 years now.
She's
yeah.
she's 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years old. Yeah. No, beginning to talk. She's talking quite fluently, actually. Christ knows what language. I don't know. There's some obscure Tibetan dialect she's picked out. I don't know why. She comes in the room. Jabba, 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 jabba. Oh yeah. But no, it's lovely. I mean, there's some moments, aren't there? Golden moments of parenthood. You know how you just how they'll reach out for you and sort of grab you by the eyeball. No, the special moment that all parents live for. I remember when your little baby looks you in the eye for the first time, because just the one eye by now. This one here is glass, doesn't it? They look you in the eye for the and say, "Daddy." Doesn't it get you there? Doesn't it? It's a great moment. And the cat walks in, "Daddy." Daddy.
Whenever you come on a show, you've always got a pet bind, a moan.
It was, yeah. I mean, my thing at the moment, the banks are trying to jolly themselves up a bit, right? And there's some banks now that they're doing away with the glass partition to try and make it all more friendly. And I went into one of these banks and I couldn't believe there was no glass there. Nothing there. I couldn't get it. It's like the teller was going, "Get off!" They get younger as well. The people, you queue up to see a bank manager or something. It's the most important thing in your life, your finance, your security. You get to the bank, you got some 14-year-old. "Can I help?" Yeah. Well, I wonder, can you? Is your dad in? Yeah.
OK, well, what can I wish you? A very miserable Christmas, Jack. Enjoy yourself. Jack D, ladies and gentlemen. Jack D. Now, my next guest was recently given a Lifetime Achievement for his work in comedy. And why not? He's the best. Bob Monkhouse. Oh, we both look very brown.
Don't we, God? It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Very nice to have you here, Bob. We enjoyed you last time. You would... I'm at risk of sounding a little bit sycophantic. It was wonderful at the start. What I will say is, though, and I make this point, you really got stuck into and gave your wife some stick with the jokes. I mean, how does she take it? What does she say when you get home after a show like that?
As she always does, she greets me. She's at the door to greet me. Always. And she will, after the show, I'll go home. No matter how late I get back, she'll be there. And she'll be in her dressing gown. But then she spends the whole day in that these days. And she's very sprightly, she's very high-spirited, and she's got a bit of a temper, but she's got a very violent temper. She's younger than me and stronger, very much stronger. She's very violent. And she doesn't clean the house, doesn't clean herself. Her hair's never washed. And if she's been on the gin today, I know what'll happen when I get home. Well, I'll be in the door, I'll duck. First thing I'll do is duck, because she's going to throw something heavy and very sharp straight at me, and I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't weave and dodge like I used to, and she's going to get me glancing on the head, whack, I know it, and then she starts into the screaming. And she says, "You pathetic eunuch, where have you been, you dirty-minded, pot-bellied heap of shuffling crap!" But better than coming home to an empty house, eh?
It doesn't sound, Bob, it doesn't sound as though you're wearing the pants. Are you an assertive type of guy?
Oh, yeah, I am really. I'm joking, of course.
Yes. Let's get a little bit deeper with you.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, we know the smile. We know the smiling Bob. Now,
yes.
Is there a darker side? I mean, do you lose your rag? Do you get annoyed easily? What makes you annoyed?
Well, actually, irritates me.
Yeah, if you like.
People are being stupid in public. I think there should be a law against people being stupid in public. Thickos are bound. If they didn't, you wouldn't see warning labels. You wouldn't go into it like I was in an electric store the other day and I wanted to buy a hairdryer. And on it says not to be used in the bath or the shower. Now, you know that somebody did that. You know, some idiot went, I'm a busy man. I want to dry off, but I'll go in the shower at the same time and get the job done. If you buy, there's a hemorrhoid ointment. I won't name it. There's a hemorrhoid ointment, which I'm sure you have no connection with. And you know the one I mean. They actually published an advert for it in the paper that said, "Kiss your hemorrhoids goodbye," which I thought was not even if I could. And, and in the same advert, it said 5 out of 6 people suffer from hemorrhoids. I said, well, you mean the 6th guy enjoys them? Right. On the package, this is true. Check. The next time you go to a supermarket, chemist shop, look, and you will see it says, contents not to be taken orally. No, I think that's sad. Because you know someone wrote them a letter.
Dear Preparation H, I have consumed the contents of 5 tubes of your product, and I've still got piles. However, I found my mouth is getting smaller and smaller. I can only eat peas.
You always cover a wide variety of topics in the stuff you do. Is there anything you wouldn't... I mean, would you do jokes about euthanasia?
Euthanasia. Youth in Asia? Or
No,
euthanasia?
well, either way. Make it...
Euthanasia, I'm in 2 minds about that subject. I signed an indemnity last year, a year ago, to the effect that should I be hooked up to a medical device and showing no signs of intelligence whatsoever, my wife would have the authority to switch off the power and end my life. And twice since then, she's tried to do it while I'm on the exercise cycle. So, I exercise on my little cycle.
Do you all that stuff?
Yeah, well, not much. I don't jog. I did jog once, and I stubbed my toe, and I had to go to the doctor, and I hate that because your toes haven't got proper names. Well, you know, your fingers, your hand, you've got your thumb, your index finger or forefinger, your middle finger, your ring finger, your pinky. But with your foot, you've only got your big toe and little toe.
So no names?
No names. And I'm of a certain age, I'm at the age of a man where I don't want to go to the doctor and say, I stubbed the one that had roast beef.
But no, you know, so many things are happening, and I wouldn't say in the twilight of your career, because you seem buzzy.
No, things are lovely. I've got this gag tag thing going on BBC One.
You love that, don't you?
I love it. And I got this at the lottery coming up.
Now, what about the lottery? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you looking forward to that?
Oh, yes.
You going to imprint Monkhouse on that? What are you going to...
I've got to lose some weight to fit into Anthea Turner's dresses, but drawers. I really said drawers. Oh, God. lucky.
So we're doing forward to that. I should be so lucky. I mean, you're a lucky man?
Yeah. I don't have bad luck, but I'm a carrier. I bring bad luck. Not to people. No. Don't shrink away from me, Des. Never do that. After all these years. I seem to have a negative effect on pets. I came home the other night and I looked in the tropical fish tank that we have, and there was my favourite floating on the top, a little golden body floating on the top. And I loved that hamster. And I tried giving him the kiss of life, you know, with a drinking straw down his little throat, and I blew very gently, but he didn't get any better. Got bigger. He got much bigger. And I took him to the pet shop, and I said, what would make him so depressed that he would fling himself into the fish tank? And he said, I don't know. He said he could have been ill. He said, did he have a yellow stool? I said, no, just a little wheel and some straw. So apparently they can die from a lack of vividly coloured furniture, which I never knew. And then, did I tell you about my cat?
No, tell me about your cat.
Right, I hate to leave the cat when we go away on holiday.
Are you a cat lover?
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Cats, however, I'm told, are unaware. They have no perception of the passage of time. They're rather like the Beverly Sisters in that respect. He fell a little ill, so I took him to the vet, and the vet said he needed cat x-rays. 75 quid. Now, I love our cat, but 75 quid, that's a lot of money for cat x-rays. So, no, I'm sorry, no. So I put the cat in a holdall, took him to Heathrow, shoved him through security. It was perfect. It was perfect. Took a little Polaroid. Now, he's unhappy at the moment because we've got this dog living with us. And the dog, I don't know, it's the effect I have on animals, is so misbehaved. It's my daughter's dog. You know Abigail. Yeah. While she was pregnant, she couldn't have the dog because she was allergic to the dog hair. We got the dog. The dog's name, could have named it Des, didn't. Named it Bob. Hilarious. The dog is named after me. Now, my wife is screaming at the dog because it's misbehaved when I'm around. The neighbours know we haven't got a dog, so they think she's screaming at me. And she's going, "Get your nose out of there, Bob!" You know you're not allowed on the bed, Bob. Stop drinking out of the toilet, Bob. Because the dog does that. The dog drinks out of the toilet, which makes me laugh because I'm ticklish down there. But I don't mean he could wait till I got off. And I don't like big dogs because big dogs come running in the room and they stick their snouts right into your trousers. And they go... And little dogs are worse because you've got to get right down on the floor to let them do it.
Yours is yeah, have you ever? I don't know whether you've analysed what you do in your work. You probably do, because you're that kind of guy. Your humour, it's a mix of the traditional wife jokes, if you like.
Yes.
And running to the newspapers for anything that's topical.
Yes.
And you're there within an hour. It's in a show.
Yeah.
What have you seen lately in the paper that's kind of tickled your sense of humour? In the newspaper?
There's so much.
It's good at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, it's great at the moment. Mike Tyson's been in London. He was on a spending spree. I don't think he's used to being out of prison yet because he paid for everything with cigarettes. They say the price of Valium is going up by 50%. When they told Valium users this, they went, "Oh, whatever." And the one that killed me, this is absolutely true. I'm not making it up, Des. Believe me, this is true. They brought out a Michael Jackson chocolate bar in America. Because he's very popular with the kids, you know, they buy the Michael Jackson chocolate bar, and it says on the wrapper, and this is the truth, white chocolate with no nuts. Now, you can't make that up. True.
Bob Monkhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Monkhouse. Brilliant, Bob. Brilliant, Bob Monkhouse. Will you please welcome Mr. Bean, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bean.
You've got to plan your escape route, you see, Des. If there's a power cut and all the lights go out and you have to rush out, because if the lights go out, I'm off like a rat by rain fly. And my escape starts 3, or 4 steps. 1, 2, 3 steps, and then 6 steps. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. There's a phantom step here. You ought to get a priest to exorcise it or something. I could trip on that. That's the beam, I suppose.
I'm really pleased to meet you.
Well, it's very nice to be here.
Thank you.
Oh. There are hundreds of people in this room.
You know, this is an audience. It's a show.
You said it was just going to be a chat.
You'll be a bit of people.
You said it was just going to be a chat. This is a conference day. Well, you see, the problem... I've got...
What is in this? What is this?
There aren't enough... You see, I haven't got...
Pardon? I can't hear you.
I haven't got enough biscuits to go round. 14, 16, 20. One. It's not going to work. We'll keep these for ourselves, all right?
Good idea, Mr. Bean.
I'll hide them under the cushion so they can't see them.
Yes, I do understand. I'm fascinated.
Bouncy, isn't it?
This is a bouncy.
Very bouncy.
They are, aren't they?
Thing you've not here.
Mr. Bean, I have a copy here of your diary.
Oh, thank you. Why have you got a copy of my diary?
Well, it's on sale.
It's not.
It is.
But that's my diary. But that's got all my privates in it. It's very private.
Yes, well, I'm sorry. I've been looking through it, and it's fascinating. I didn't realise that you had this talent for poetry.
Oh, well, that's just one of those things.
But it is. It's splendid. Would you care to read a little poetry?
No, not really. No,
Would you
I'm really no good at all.
We'd like to hear a little poetry, wouldn't we? Yeah! Come on.
No. Oh, no. Oh, all right. I'll read that. Oh, I know one. Yes. February. Right. You want to hear a poem? Right. My poem. If I had a newt, I'd have a pursuit.
There are longer ones in there, though.
Well, yes, but you don't want them.
I personally would like to hear them. I think there's a talent there.
Well, as you may know, I'm a tremendous fan of this lady here.
Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey, yes.
I wonder what she was doing in your diary.
I've got a signed photograph to Mr. Boone. Your
Mr. Boone, not Mr. Bean.
Well, she got it wrong, unfortunately, but anyway, it's her, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I want to get back to this diary. I'm fascinated with this diary here because, I mean, it's 1993 and every day is already filled in.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I'm going to have a very busy year in 1993, so I thought I'd fill it all in advance, and then I don't have to bother with it next year, you see. It's all going to be... It sort of gets it out the way. You see, actually, most evenings, I have my breakfast just before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And that sort of gets it out the way, you know what I mean? So the next morning, you can get up and whoosh, you're out the house. See, there's no breakfast time required.
Can I just pick out a few odd entries here? February the 3rd, 9 o'clock, ring gob. 10 o'clock, ring gob. 11 o'clock, ring gob. 12 o'clock, ring gob.
Yes.
1 o'clock, ring gob.
Yes.
And then the next day, there's 42 phone calls, ring gob.
Yeah.
Who's gob?
Well, she's a woman in my life. Irma Gob.
Irma Gob.
And I was trying to ring her, which is why it says ring Gob.
Yes. Do you have much spare time with ladies? Do you know about women?
Well, I don't know about women. I've met a few women in my time, and they're all very nice. My mother was a woman, and her mother before her was a woman, but her grandmother, I'm not sure if she was a woman or not, but she was something. I think it was a woman.
There's July the 3rd, 9:20, go out, 10:04, come in. 10:24 go out.
Gotta
12:10 come in. 1:45 go out. 2:05 come in.
Come in, go.
2:55 go out. 2:56 come in. 2:57 go out. 4:50 come in.
It was quite a busy day.
It was a busy day. I was coming and going.
I was in and out.
6:03 go out again. 6:43 forgot to come in again.
Yes, I forgot to come in that time. And I came in again later.
It says 7 o'clock, missed the programme.
Yes. El Dorado. And I came back in again. And I eventually come in again, 7:28, but I missed it. It was a great disappointment because I like the sunshine.
Tell us about your hobbies then. I mean, apart from catching insects, do you do anything more physical? Are you out and about? Are you physical?
Yes, I sort of, I do some country dancing, which I enjoy a great deal. Was that the kind of thing you meant?
Well, sort of.
That sort of thing. I mean, I mean, country dance, in fact, I've got a note. I made a very careful note of a step that the country dance teacher taught us. I'll just find it here. Here it is, you see. And
yeah, the feet.
And I wrote it all out. You see,
let's have a look at that. I mean, we can
one, two, tum, tum, it's really easy. Do you want me to show you it? It's now, let me see. It goes, one. Sorry, I'm boring you.
No, they're fascinating.
All right, 1, 2, tum, tum, trun, la, dum, It's quite complicated, I'm sorry if you're not following it. La, 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 hop, skip, jump. Run, la, tum, tiddle, tiddle, billy, billy, buff, buff, dilly, dilly, bink, boodle, boff.
Whatever you say, this is on sale, and I do want to thank you for coming along and sharing some of these intimate and personal moments, Mr. Ben. Mr. Bean? Sorry, Mr. Boone, Bean, Ben. Mr. Bean. Well, Mr. Bean, it's been a pleasure. And I want to thank you for coming along. I do hope you'll come along again.
Well, thank you very much.
I hope the photographs turn out fine. Mr. Bean, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Mr. Bean, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Bean. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Kamarovsky. Madness of Joe Pasquale. Pick up a penguin!
It broke, Des.
It broke!
I was taking him for a walk and he broke. I can't help it, can I?
Never mind.
Well, it might be a night out for you, but it's a career for me. Look at it.
What were you doing with him? You were going to take him for a walk?
I was taking him for a walk.
Take him for a little walk?
Well, I can't. He's broke. Look at it.
Is it all falling apart?
Well, where am I going to stick this? He's not... Yeah, look at it.
I don't know. You know your penguin better than me.
Not that well, Des.
Right. There you are.
Hello, Des.
It's Joe Pasquale.
Sit down. It broke, didn't it?
It broke, didn't it?
I made it myself as well, and it broke.
That's why it broke, Joe. It's mad. I never know what you're going to turn up with.
Listen, speaking of what I'm turning up, I've been to a boot sale, and one of the people flogging stuff there, right, was Paul Daniels, and look what I got. Look at that, mate. That's nice. What have Look at this, look. I found this by a hole in the road. I could have tripped over it and fallen down the hole. Look at this. And what else have I got? Oh, look at this one. You like this one? You like this, ready? Dinner, 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 Batman! Look,
Very good, Joe.
it's like a man on a bat.
I see, Joe.
That's right, it's Batman. You've got a nice bit of tan, haven't you?
Yes, it goes all the way, Joe. Goes all the way, Joe.
It's a nice bit of leg, isn't it? Yeah. You're very chunky, that's what I noticed.
Chunky?
Yes, you're chunky bloke Des, that's who you are. In my house, if you come on telly, we go, look, there's chunky bloke Des, he's chunky. And you know what I discovered? Right, this is Barbie's boyfriend, Ken, look, right? And he looks very similar to you, especially the colouring. Look at the colouring, yeah, see? So he's got a nice tan, and the hair is very similar as well.
So?
And there's like chunky boy Ken, and I think he was based around you.
Yeah.
Look. Go on, put your arms like that. Look, see? See? See that is?
What have you been up to?
What have I been
What have you been up to since
What have I been up to? I went to evening classes, right, for karate lessons, like to look after myself. But then I you know, because I'm dyslexic, I ended up going to karaoke lessons by mistake. Which worked out to my advantage in the long run, right? Because last week I got set upon by 6 skinheads, and I got through 3 verses of I Will Survive before they beat me up, right? And it was great, because they was all lined up in front of me, right? And they was all heavily tooled up, you know, one had a spanner, one had a crowbar, one had a liquidizer, but he didn't blend in. And I looked at them, right? And they looked at me, and I thought, oh, you know what I thought? I thought, I'm going to have them before they have me, right? So I went for it.
Did you?
I went... He was with me at the time. First I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me. I'm not that mixed up little girl who's still in love with you. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. Then they kicked me in the nuts. Wasn't a lot of help, really, was it?
Oh, Joe. Now, you may not believe this, but we actually get researchers to check out our guests, and they researched you.
Oh, what did they suss out?
Well, they sussed out that you're interested in the paranormal, which doesn't surprise me, because you are.
I am like Mystic Meg, you know what I mean? I've got the power.
Have you?
I have the power, because I went to a séance last week, and instead of using a Ouija board, we used a Cluedo board. Right? And we contacted Elvis.
Yeah.
And after 40 minutes, Elvis said it was Professor Plum in the conservatory.
Do you want to hear some more research on you?
Yeah, not off.
They tell me, in our research notes for you, they tell me that you're a bit of a ladies' man.
Only if the gents is shut. So, that's it. So what?
Do you know anything about, you know, romance and all that?
Well, I think you'll find I do. I am a love turkey. See that lady there? Look, see that lady there in that nice top one, Kay's catalogue, page 48. See her there? Right? Yeah, see her? She's imagining me naked in there as we speak. Don't deny it, love. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
I wonder if anybody got any idea what it's like sitting here with you. It's madness.
I don't know. You know what else I've been doing lately?
What have you been doing, Joe?
I've been doing some drawing.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look, see this? Neighbourhood watch area.
Oh.
I stole that to prove a point. So what I've done... Because I remember when I was a kid, there used to be a great show on telly called Vision On.
Vision On.
Do you remember that? It used to be presented by a bloke called Tony Hart.
Tony Hart.
That's Tony Hart, it was, yeah. And each week he'd teach children how to draw drawings and paint pictures. Look, see?
I see, yeah.
That's just the eyes there, see? And what he'd do, he'd say, if you've got any pictures of your own, right, you want to send in, then just send them in. And the best pictures we get, we'll put up on the gallery and show them on telly. So every week I'd draw a drawing, I'd paint a picture and I'd send it in to them, hoping to see one of my paintings on telly. But not once did they ever show any of my pictures on the telly. No, it's okay. It's a long time ago. I'm over it. So I wrote him a letter. I said, "Dear Tony, why don't you ever show any of my pictures on the telly?" And he wrote me a letter back saying, "'Cause they're complete cack." I found out the way you can tell a really good painting is if you go into an art gallery and you see a painting on the wall, if that painting's any good, wherever you go, the eyes should follow you about the room. Hmm? And you know what, please. Harping back to the paranormal, subconsciously I appear to have drawn you, Des.
Me?
Yes.
That's me?
Yes, that's you. I know you don't think it is, but you know you can tell it's you.
How can you tell?
A dick-a-dum-dum, dick-a-dum-dum. A dick-a-dum-dum, dick-a-dum-dum.
Joe, what is next?
What is next?
For you, what is next? What does this world have coming from you?
It's strange, the cards that life deals you,
It
isn't
is.
it, eh? And you just don't know, well, what's next for me? Well, actually, I've just done an audition for the new Star Wars film.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Do you want to see the audition piece?
I got a feeling you're going to
Yeah.
show it.
Yeah, I am. This, you've got to remember, right, there was George Lucas and all his team sitting there, right, and I was auditioning for a new part, so I thought, well, that'd be good, yeah, it'd be in the new Star Wars film, right? And they didn't have no props here, so you have to bring your own stuff for the audition piece, and this was what I'd done, right? This is what I'd done. Look, it's me still me.
Tomorrow is Luke Skywalker's birthday. He will be getting My Little Pony. He will be getting Action Man with gripping hands. He will be getting Buckaroo, the rooting, tooting, bucking game. I know, for I have felt his presence.
Joe Pasquale, mad as ever. You're mad. Then saying hello to Ken Dodd.
Another first.
Another first.
Another first.
Oh, I see.
Think of all the famous firsts. I remember the first time I was on your show, the show. Yeah. You came straight from school. I also remember the very first laugh I got. Yeah. And the lady was very nice. She gave me my money back. And,
have you made any New Year resolutions?
oh, yes. 1997 can be a very important year for all of us, so I'm going into politics.
Politics, you
yes,
can?
I'm going into Parliament, yes. I might end up as Chancellor of the Exchequer, you never know. It would be nice to...
You could look after the accounts.
I'd like to be... It would be nice to be near me money. I represent... It's a new party, they're not just lateral party. And I went along to be selected to the committee rooms, and very nice, the three old cocks there. There was a picture of Lloyd George there, and a poster here on how to revive a man who's had an electric shock. That's a bit disgusting, actually. So I said to him, I'd like to stand as a sitting MP. He said, well, have you any policies? I said, yes, I've got 2 at the Royal and 1 with the Prudential. He said, how's your manifesto? I said, well, since I put the ointment on, it's like that. I said, look here. What about foreign affairs? Well, I said, there's a barmaid in Mallorca, but she never writes, you see. He said, what do you think of the European position? Well, I said, it nearly put me back out. But we're going to have to, you know, that's what we're going to have to address ourselves to, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Europe. I mean, look, Sweden, the Swedes, they can't even switch their side lights off. Sweden, their idea of a good time in the winter is taking all the clothes off, stripping off, and rolling in the snow while somebody hits them with twigs. That's why they're blonde. They've all gone white overnight with the shock. Denmark. Do we really want to get mixed up with a nation that goes around writing its name on pigs? The Dutch, Holland, the Dutch, they're nice meat pies, but the Dutch, they're like Germans in clogs. Now, Italian men, they're very sexy Italian men. It's all like pasta, too much starch. Yeah. Well, see what it does to your collars, but it's a beautiful... Rome, been there, Rome. Oh, all those lovely sights. We went and did the whole lot, you know, 3 coins in the fountain. Luckily, I could swim, so I got mine back. But the place you really want to go is Vatican Square. The Vatican Square, there must be all those lovely domed buildings, lovely marble columns, and people, hundreds go there, thousands go there just to stand. Well, the day I was there must have been about 200,000 devout people all standing there waiting, and this little balcony, way up there, the cardinal comes out with his red hat on, and he talks to me in Latin. He said, "Oh, you diddling!" And they all... in Latin, and they all respond, "We're diddling, okay? Would anybody like to have a game of dominoes? Yes, we'd like to have a game of dominoes. Are you knocking? No. I've got the news for you, because we'll spit it out. He's in his nibs, he's not too clever. His nibs, you've got to have a new art. His nibs, you've got to have a new art. Now, he said, I know every one of you devout people, you all want to give your art to his nibs. But he said, we're not to be fair for one person to have the great honour of giving his art to his nibs. So he said, tell you what I do. What do you do? He said, I drop the feather from the balcony, and the breeze he taketh the feather. And whoever the feather lands on, that one person will have the great honour of giving his art to his nibs. He said, I drop the feather now. And 200,000 people all started going... In Germany, in Germany...
How are you with the Germans? You like the...
Their national flag is a beach towel. When the Germans go on holiday, the first thing they do is go to the hotel, is take the manager prisoner. They have the nerve to ban our beef. Some of their women are bigger than our cows. All German girls are called girder. You have to take a set of scaffolding when you do them at a quarter. And in Russia, everything ends in off, so you have no chance.
So, as far as you're concerned, keep Europe, stay here, which you do. You love the country.
Think about it. Let's get the facts on the table and let's study things. I study everything, you know. When I go out on jobs, I study because of the motorways and all that, you know, and you can have some terrifying experiences now. That lovely blonde lady, have you ever had a terrifying experience in a car, dear? Yeah, well, leave your number. Last week, this little old lady coming down the M1, fast lane, she must have been 85 years old, doing 100 miles an hour and knitting at the same time. People shouted, pull over! You know the socks? Lady last week borrowed her husband's brand new car, brand new B-registered car. Came back 2 hours later, she said, I've got good news and bad news. He said, what's the good news? She said, the airbag works. And you can have some... I had a terrifying experience last week. I was coming home late at night from a show. Well, it was the early hours of the morning, so you know what time they finished. And I was going... Don't make it worse. I was going down this little twisty-turny country lane, and it was all dark, there was no moon, and the wind, and suddenly I was aware that I was being followed. Because you see it in your mirror, the lights, can't you? And I went left, he went right, and left, right, and I was frightened. I was really scared, because you read in the newspapers, don't you, about these flying saucers. You know, the X-Files. See, these UFOs come down to Earth and abduct young virile men and take They kidnap men and take them back up to the planet Venus, which, as you know, is ruled by a race of big, strapping, voluptuous women with big chests and red hair and little tights and boots. And they get you, and they have their way with you over the weekend and then return you back to Earth on a Monday morning in time for work. So I slowed down as much as I could. I thought probably they want to breed from me. But I was still aware that this car was funny because I could see its lights in my mirror, and it had lights on this car, and it said Echelop. So I thought, I wonder. Yes, it actually said Echelop. I thought, I wonder who these Echelopians are. Perhaps they work for these Venusians, these big, strapping women with pointy chests and metal studs, and crisscross leather thongs all over. And they get you, and they mess about with you a lot. And then return you back to Earth on a Monday morning in time for work. So I pulled in this lay-by and I stopped, and I got out. I said, use my body how you will, but please don't mark my face. Well, out of this Echelop car got the biggest policeman you've ever seen. A huge, hairy armed drozzer he was. Big copper, and he had like an orange donkey jacket. It didn't suit him. And he had this, like a policeman's flat hat with a draft board on, and a peak crushed right down over his nose where he'd been sneaking under chip shop counters looking for free fish. And he came over to the car, and he stuck his head through the car window, and he wasn't wound down, so he didn't like that. He said, driving licence, insurance company, which insurance company are you with? I said, well, I used to be with Scottish Widows, but she got married again. He said, I can smell your breath. I said, oh, you should talk. Oh. It's worse than our dogs, and he drinks out of the toilet. He got this little black book out. He said, why were you driving so erratically? I said, UFO. He said, I'm writing all this down. He said, have you ever been up before the magistrates before? I said, well, what time did you get up, please? They get very sarcastic, policeman. Yeah. He said, I see you shaved your moustache off. Where were you rushing off to, Mr. Mansell?
Now then, Ken, the Diddy men, I mean, are they happy? And little Dickie Mint's become a star.
The Diddy men, they've just been on short time for a while, but they've been on holiday to Littlehampton, and now they're back again. And Dickie Mint's a star in his own right.
I'd love to see him here one day.
You'd like to see Dickie Mint? Would you like? Yeah. He's here. He's waiting outside.
Go on, go get him.
I've got Dickie Mint. I'll go get him. Yes. So you've arrived?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Well, squeak up. You've got here?
Yes.
And you've walked all the way?
Yes.
Must be very tired?
Yes.
But you're glad to be here?
Yes.
It's for the kids. If you walked all the way, Dickie, you must be very tired and very thirsty.
Yes.
Would you like a big bottle of brown beer? Watch my lips. A big bottle of brown beer and some brown bread and butter, or a shandy?
A shandy.
Good, good. Very pleased to hear you say that. Are you... Are you going to do the alphabet backwards?
What?
The alphabet, you know, 26 letters. I shall make it very different for myself. Are you going to do the alphabet backwards?
No.
Good, good. Well, that's it then. Don't need to bother with it. I'd like to hear you say Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked.
So would I.
You probably want to say a red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
No.
If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran.
Really?
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells for sure.
Oh.
Sarah, Sarah, sitting in the shoe shine shop.
Steady.
Sing a little song for the ladies and gentlemen. What would you like to sing?
What do you know?
Oh, very droll, yeah. Well, who's your favourite pop artist? Who's your favourite Hollywood star?
Nicky Nouse.
Who?
Nicky Nouse.
Who the hell's Nicky Nouse?
He's married to Ninny Nouse.
And what does she do?
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Oh, shut up, will you?
Oh, we wish you a very good year. I hope everything works out.
And to you and all your family, because the family audience are our audience, Des. What is a family? A family begins when a man and woman join together and a bond keeps them together for the rest of their lives. It's called a mortgage. I'll never forget that time my dad had a boil on the end of his nose. Oh, the boil, he had a big red boil on the end of his nose and hurt, throb, and my mother couldn't sleep at night for laughing. So we had to get the doctor in, and the doctor came in, and he took one look at this boil on the end of my dad's nose, and he ordered us all out of the bedroom. We all had to go. And before he went, I saw him take this big needle out of the bag, and he closed the door, and all we could hear from inside the bed was, ah, oh, ah, 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 ah. They all went quiet. And the doctor came out, he said, yes. He said, it looks much better now. I've sewn a button on it.
Ken Dodd, ladies and gentlemen. Ken, thank you. Happy New Year to you, Ken.
Have a very happy New Year.
Ken Dodd.
Happy New Year. Thank you.